Okay, so the last few races admittedly haven't been the best races. You know, one I had to record twice, almost 3 times. The other was just a genuinely boring race I didn't deserve anything from, but we got points from both of them. However, you'll be pleased to know we're going to round number 12, the Belgian Grand Prix, for this video. And being Belgium, it's a pretty good race this time. Something actually happens. Jumping straight into qualifying, the AI make it incredibly fun for me for the third sector. They're not on push laps because they should be going faster than me. They just decide I'm just going to stay on the racing line and screw over Connor, why not? But we managed to make it through somehow without damage. We currently sit P19 with a terrible banker lap. Up to the line we go. For our fastest lap in Q1 we go P9. Not great, but it should see us through.
I think the Q1 session has posed a lot of questions.
I'll be honest, I was a bit scared for a second there, and I'm not even going to comment on that.
I am shocked and appalled.
Clearly we're going to have to find a bit more time if we want to make it through to Q3. I do feel quicker on this track, it's just in Q1 apparently I wasn't able to show it, and as you saw, Sector 3 wasn't exactly the cleanest in Q1. Up to the line for our banker lap time in Q2 though. We go straight up to P10, ahead of Vern, behind Raikkonen. We're going to be on the bubble, we may have to go for another lap. On the off chance I'm not able to improve though, I do go slowly back to the pit just to save my tyres for the race in case I have to start on these tyres. And because of me going slowly, I cause utter chaos. In the moment, you can see I was a bit shocked because I don't move at all. I wasn't expecting people to come up behind me, which I guess it's very Stroll of me, I'll admit. Oh, it's the end of Q2. I'm out. Shit.
It's Sunday and that means it's race time here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. It was a blistering lap time from Lewis Hamilton.
You know what, I'm just going to start skipping the commentary as soon as he mentions Lewis Hamilton because I've heard enough of it. So here we are on the grid, starting P12 for the Belgian Grand Prix. The strategy is actually looking pretty normal. A 2-stop, option prime. We'll probably do option prime option. You know what, fair play game, you give me a realistic and genuine strategy. Let's see if we can make it work. And it's lights out and away we go for what we know is going to be a shocking... It's even worse than normal. We've been swamped by Vern, we're side by side with Magnussen. Well, that's the end of my Belgian Grand Prix. Thank you guys for watching. I guess I'll have to fill this 20 minutes with just something, so you guys don't know that I've crashed out on lap 1 and this isn't a 2-minute video. I'm kidding, of course. As I said in the first race of this season, this is not a serious career mode. Of course, I restarted immediately. This game's fucked me enough for me to take some things back when I have that power. So, attempt 2 at the Belgian Grand Prix. It's actually looking like a worse start than the last time, but hopefully we can... We've not got damage, we're going to continue on. We've held on to P12 through turn number 1. Don't ask me how, but we've done it. P12 up through Eau Rouge. Oh god, this game's so shit. Okay, on board with Sergio Perez, the person that took me out on the first attempt of this race, and it looks like he's going to take me out on the second as well. For some reason he's on intermediate tyres, we're just going to brush over that. Yeah, it's just 3 cars going into one by the looks of it. I think I move across on Perez a little bit. Perez goes for a gap that isn't there. Magnussen's just on the inside. He then causes utter chaos in the exit of turn 1 and weaves and blocks everyone. Fucking hell, this game's incredible. Well, 1 turn into this race, we've already seen more excitement than the German and Hungarian Grand Prix combined in this series. By lap number 2, we hold a decent lead over Kvyat in P13. We're trying to chase down Vern in P11. And I think now is a good time to tell you, I had absolutely no downforce in this car. Through Sector 2 I was suffering, but down the straights, I was an absolute missile. I would have said torpedo, but obviously that's copyrighted. So purely down to the obscene straight line speed I had, we catch onto the back of Jean-Eric Verne, who pulled away 3 seconds from Kvyat. Thank God. Lap number 4, we're going to be within DRS and slipstream of Verne. I am fully expecting to cruise past him down the Kemmel Straight. If I don't, I'll be devastated. But coming through El Rouge, you can see immediately we're able to take it flat, and even before DRS, we don't even need DRS for once. Not that it does anything anyway with this car, but we cruise past Jean-Eric Vergne. Up into P11 we go. We've got Button and Hulkenberg going side by side through the middle sector. Perfect for us because we're slow in the middle sector, and they're going to hold each other up. Almost losing the car on the exit of turn number 7. But thanks to Button and Hulkenberg battling, we're now right on the back of them. We're not going to lose DRS or slipstream to a car. And we could be on for some points here. Assuming, of course, I can continue to drag around this boat in Sector 2. The following lap, we've got Massa chasing down Raikkonen for, I think, the top 5 positions. It's a Williams versus a Ferrari. He should absolutely cruise past Raikkonen, but as he opens the DRS, he just loses it and then comes back on track. He collects Ricciardo, breaks his wing. The AI causing utter carnage despite me being nowhere near them, and as we're pushing Hulkenberg through Raidillon, we've got yellow flags ahead for that Massa incident. We're going to have to wait to pass Hulkenberg. We're going to go flat out past Massa. Still yellow flags. We wait for the green flags, go up his insides, and then we've got the damaged Ricciardo getting in the way of Jenson Button. We go straight up into P7. We get an absolutely bullshit illegal overtake on Jenson Button. I think about waiting for him, then I think I'm just going to lose more than 5 seconds. I might as well take the hit. So we're going to take a 5-second penalty that we don't deserve. But thanks to the stupid AI, we've gone straight up into P7, and now we've got a huge chance at some big points. Having a look at this incident, Jenson Button obviously with no damage. Ricciardo, like he did in Spain, actually no, Button just drives into the back of him. I don't deserve that penalty at all. That's utter bullshit. But maybe it's what we need. Silverstone got a 5-second penalty and had a brilliant race. Maybe that's what we need to have a good race. Lap number 6 now, we go up into P5 thanks to pit stops. We're obviously going to be extending this stint on the soft tyre. Being a long track though, I did feel the effects of the worn tyres once they hit, and come on to lap number 7, we've got Bottas behind me on fresh tyres who absolutely cruises past me. It's no contest. We're going to get slipstream and DRS on him. Against the Williams though, I'm not really sure it's going to matter. We go up to P4, it could have been P3 for just a brief few seconds, but Bottas takes that away from me. A slipstream is not going to do anything because he's already just fucked off. But whichever way you look at it, it was a strong first stint. We're going to come in to the pit at the end of lap number 7. P4 on the road, or P5 as Raikkonen just goes past me. It's been good. There's been chaos. We've made the most of it. We haven't got involved in anything. We're in a good position here. I'm assuming the AI are doing one more stop than I am, as usual. So we could be on for some big points here. We're going to put the prime tyres on. Hopefully we can get in the slipstream or DRS with someone and they can tow us along. Ideally we want to make it to lap 15-ish for the soft tyres. We're going to come out in P9 just behind Vergne. That's absolutely perfect. We can slipstream and DRS him. Unless of course Hulkenberg's going to challenge us up El Rouge. We're going to be side by side. Somehow the AI haven't caused any issues. We're going to be side by side and it's a drag race. It's not, it's just a humiliation from the Force India. Side by side of Kvyat now, we don't really want to be battling these guys. Hopefully things can just calm down in the middle sector, but well, that's one way to calm things down, take out the problem. You can stop commenting, I know it's my fault. I don't care. Let's just say I got the 5-second penalty for that and not the bullshit illegal overtake. We'll call it even with the FIA. I was owed one illegal move. I've used it now. Hopefully I don't live to regret those words, because I can't remember if I do anything else stupid in this race. On the second stint, Hulkenberg seemed to find some weird amount of pace. He gets past Vergne with relative ease, but we're staying with the Toro Rosso, which is exactly where we want to be. We want to be matching this pace. Thanks to the prime tyres and the setup for my car, I just didn't have the pace to challenge them in the middle sector, which was perfect for me. I caught them down the straight, but wasn't able to overtake them. I'm not too sure what my net position is currently. I don't think it's P10, I think it's P8, maybe P9. Obviously we've got a stop differential to the cars around us, so I'm not really too sure where I am currently in this race. It's going to be worse off with the exit out of that final corner, but we've still got DRS and slipstream, and that's exactly where we sat for the next few laps until they came into the pit. Now we're in trouble. We've lost our tow, but hopefully with the straight on speed of this car, for once, that shouldn't be too much of a loss. We go up to P7 thanks to pit stops. And because everyone else went onto the prime tyres, I was able to hold on to that P7 by the end of lap number 15, come into pit for our final set of option tyres. We're going to have the tyre advantage. It's been a strong stint on the primes, we haven't made any mistakes. other than the Kvyat thing. But it's fine, because we got a 5-second penalty for that. We've got what we deserved. And it looks like we might be able to actually jump the Toro Rosso and maybe the Force India. Screw that, we're going to jump everyone. Magnussen is being lapped. He's having an absolutely horrible day. I would blame what happened at turn 1, but he was the only one that wasn't really at fault for that. That's unlucky for him. But with P7 on the fastest tyres, this could be another boring stint like Germany, but with a bit more of a payoff. Why have I included this clip? What's happening? Nothing's happening. Is it just highlighting how casual I was? Oh, it's raining. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be as easy as I thought it would. We're going to have rain in the final few laps. However, being the only one on fresh, soft tyres, like fuck was I going to pit for inters. No matter how wet it got, I was not risking the AI not boxing and just taking these points away from me. Honestly, even if they did box, I could be up in P5, maybe even P4 and get a massive result. The AI, well, I said AI, Alonso's coming into the pit. We're going to be up into P6. I assume he's on the intermediate tyres. It doesn't really look wet enough at all, but I don't know why he would box. Then again, I've seen AI pitted this time before. They're not that intelligent, but with just 3 laps to go, it doesn't look like it's going to get wet enough for intermediate tyres, at least not worth a pit stop. Never mind, it's looking quite wet at the end of the lap. We're still going to stay out. It's only 2 laps. It's only 2 laps, and we currently sit P6. We can't throw this away. It doesn't look like the cars ahead are pitting. Neither are we. We've got a 19-second gap to Raikkonen, but Alonso is pit, and if we box now, he will absolutely undercut us. We're just going to have to stay out and suffer through this, and you will see on the final lap and a half, I very much did suffer through this. I knew I had Alonso chasing me down, I knew he had the quicker car. With hindsight, I know he was on hard tyres, but in the moment I thought he was on intermediate tyres, so I thought, well, he very much had the psychological advantage over me. I thought he was on the right tyres, and he was chasing me down extremely quickly, but we decided to stay out regardless. On to the last lap we go. By this point we had worn option tyres, the longest track on the calendar. It's going to be a fun one. I was already struggling out of the first corner. As long as I didn't bin it, I was on for some good points. However, with the pressure of Fernando Alonso, it wasn't the easiest to stay focused. He'd actually boxed again at this point onto intermediate tyres. I didn't know this. I just thought he was already on intermediate tyres and chasing me down. So I could have taken this nice and easy. I didn't. As you can see by the fact that I was now only 8 seconds behind Raikkonen. I didn't know that in the moment. I was just pushing like crazy to get to the end. I was very much tunnel visioned on just keeping it on track. And despite me almost losing the car on several occasions, I was managing it. Just. Admittedly, my setup choice for this race wasn't at all helping on this last lap. Nico Rosberg's already won the race, but we've got half a lap to go. We've got a chasing Fernando Alonso who is probably about 10 seconds a lap faster than me. We're struggling to keep it on the track, but we are managing. Just. We're just going to take this as slow as we need to. I'm just kidding. I'm fine. Well, I'm not fine. I absolutely shat myself. But in the grand scheme of things, we're fine. According to Jeff, we've got an incident ahead. Yellow flags ahead. Who has gone off? It's probably going to be a lap car. No, my luck. Although if you look in the top left-hand corner, Hamilton is down in 5th for some reason. Hamilton has had an issue. He's had an off. He's going slowly ahead. We're going to beat a Mercedes in this race. Almost. Jesus Christ. Almost going into the back of him. We've got another slow car ahead. Who is that? Can we get up to 4th place? Is it Raikkonen? It's not Raikkonen. It's Ericsson. He's once again been involved in a last lap collision. He's going to come into the pit for some reason. But after braving it out on the dry tyres for the last lap, it's going to pay off. We come home in P5 for the Belgian Grand Prix. We beat the championship leader, Lewis Hamilton. I'm sure Crofty won't mention that at all. But we get our best result of the season. I think that's our second 5th place. I think we got 5th place in Silverstone. Another 10 points. I'm ahead of Jules Bianchi in the championship. Finally. But before we look at the results, what happened to Lewis Hamilton? Well, on the last lap, both Mercedes are wheel to wheel. They both stayed out on the dry tyres for the last lap. Hamilton is in the slipstream of Nico Rosberg, and spoiler alert, it's going to be exactly the same as what happened to Felipe Massa. He just loses the car in exactly the same way, breaks his wing, and he's got an entire final lap going incredibly slowly because the AI just, they can't drive at all with no front wing. And because he's driving with so much incompetence, it's actually incredible. He just gets bullied by everyone. First up, it's Bottas. He sort of gets pushed to a half spin, and then my teammate has a go. He just pushes Hamilton out of the way. Honestly, brilliant teamwork. I imagine he knew I was chasing him down. Honestly, Sutil, that's the most you've helped me all season. Hamilton just had a painful final lap. He was going 40 miles an hour on the racing line for the entire lap. I mean, he was kind of asking to be hit, and the second Williams comes up through the third sector, waits behind him a bit, and then just hits him again. It just demonstrates the shocking AI of this game. I mean, there's Ericsson. Ericsson gets involved. Raikkonen gets involved, pushes Hamilton down the straight for about 100 metres, still is pushing him out the way. It's no wonder I caught onto the back of Hamilton. He lost about 3 minutes on the last lap.
Another great drive from Nico Rosberg.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Well, Nico Rosberg wins a dominant Belgian Grand Prix, a crucial win for him in the championship with Hamilton down in P8. We actually come home in P6 because of that bullshit 5-second penalty that I technically did deserve because of the Kvyat incident. But regardless, the incident I actually got it from, I didn't deserve it, so it's a bullshit penalty. And we've lost out on Fernando Alonso because of it. Fuck you. But it's still a strong race. It's a bit of a bitter end with that penalty. A lot of cars got penalties. I'm guessing that's because of the Hamilton last lap. Hamilton got 10 seconds worth of penalties. Raikkonen got a 5-second penalty for pushing him. Hulkenberg got a penalty for some reason. Perez got a penalty for some reason. Massa, after a spin, finishes in P14. Just embarrassing, to be honest. Grosjean got a 5-second penalty for something. Chilton got a 5-second penalty for something. Maldonado retires, of course. I've no idea what happened to him, but he probably did Maldonado things. In the Drivers' Championship, Nico Rosberg now leads by 7 points over Lewis Hamilton. Again, these guys are just switching to a 7-point gap every single race, apparently. Maybe at some point they'll be equal on points with all their 1-2 finishes, but apparently one of them always has to fuck it up. And with those crucial 8 points, we move finally past Jules Bianchi in the championship up to P11. We've got a healthy gap to Jean-Eric Vergne in P12, and the gap to Magnussen now in that top 10 spot is only 7 points, a realistic target to achieve this season. Can we get into the top 10 in this Sauber? That P6 also means I move Sauber up into P6 in the constructors standings, 5 points ahead of Force India. I don't know how they're this bad in this game. I definitely don't think we're going to be catching McLaren because my teammate consistently qualifies in last place. Who knows, maybe with what I found in the setup for this race, I found something for the straight line speed in this car. We're going to Monza next, so I hope I found something.